Hello again, back home again. I went off to Nizhny this morning and I had a visit with an orthopedic, no, what do they call them? Yeah, an orthotics doctor. I accidentally wrote down orthodox. At least that's the way my phone translated it, or whatever. When I was typing to my wife, she's like, "What are you doing over there?" For my feet. And obviously I wouldn't go to the Orthodox church for my feet. The orthotics place. I have had custom orthotics on my feet for over 10 years, 12 years, something like that, maybe a little longer. Actually, at one point in my career when I was managing a feedlot, my feet got so bad I could hardly walk. And it sounds ridiculous now because I'm only 41 years old now. Back then I was like late 20s, maybe 30 years old. Just shy of 30 years old. And I had trouble walking. The job that I did, you'd have to understand a feedlot. It covers about 40 acres, about 20 hectares of land, all cattle, uneven terrain, and lots and lots of walking as you're checking the cattle for overall health. And it can be really hard on the body, which maybe sounds weird, but it's just truth. A lot of guys do it on horseback. I'm not a horseback riding guy, so I did it on foot. And it got to the point where it was really bad, where between checking pens of cattle, I actually had to sit down and take a break because my legs hurt so bad. I then ended up going into an orthotics place and got custom orthotics made for my feet. Man, big night and day difference. So prior to that, I had really sore ankles, really sore knees, really sore hips, and really sore lower back. And I got the orthotics made. They were not cheap, cost a lot, but I did have a health plan through work. And that made a huge difference. I actually was basically pain-free. I ended up getting 2 sets made, and I've had those same orthotics for the last 10 years or whatever it's been that I've had these things. I still have 1 set. When we went and moved from Canada, we went to Tbilisi, Georgia, and I had always had 1 in my good shoes and 1 in my work shoes, and accidentally my work shoes got thrown out for some reason, and those orthotics disappeared then. So I have 1 set now. Now this summer, I've been running all summer without orthotics. I've been wearing my Crocs, and just haven't been wearing them at all, even in my work boots, these ones. And down here, I just haven't had the orthotics in them. And probably over the last 10 years, everything's realigned and healed up and everything's fine. But now I've been starting to have more troubles with my knees and my hips again, and I've obviously been complaining about my back, and it's all got to do with alignment. So, make a long story short, we thought, you know what, maybe it's time to get some new orthotics and look into that, some overall maintenance. And thankfully, again, healthcare in Russia is phenomenal, and you can get into places super fast here. So that's what I did today. I went to the traumatologist / orthotics guy yesterday, but he didn't have what I wanted, and he recommended this other place, and that's where I went today. And so pretty good experience overall. She's got me fitted out for some new orthotics, not to the same custom level as what I had done in Canada that many years ago, but still very professional, and I came home with happy feet. So strange though, when I got in there, she's like, "All right, drop your pants." I'm like, "Man, you Russian doctors and run around. I came here for my feet. I don't need to drop my pants." So she said, "No, I'm the doctor. Do as you're told." So I had to drop my pants, and I guess basically they wanted to see the alignment of the feet, or of the legs, is it bent one way or another. It kind of makes sense. So long story short, I got new orthotics made there. Hopefully that'll help. I need new shoes yet too, but I have big feet, size 46 here, size 13 in Canada, Sorek Shaste, and they're not common. Actually, 45 is as big as most stores here carry, so I have a hard time finding a 46. You can order them on the internet apparently, but if you know me, you know I also don't like internet shopping that much. So I like to go to a store and try them on and see them, and anyway, we'll find some eventually. So we're home now again. I am going to keep working on this thing, which I said a long time ago I was going to get done. I still haven't got it done. So Waylon and I are going to get the plastic put on this guy right now. I got the car started because Anneesa needs to go run in to get something. That's why you're hearing that noise. But we're going to cover this guy up, and if you remember, we're going to put the poly this way now on the sidewalls instead of this way. Hopefully that'll help. The trusses are getting made, as you've seen by now in another video, so hopefully next week they're going to be dropped off, or the week after, and then we can get this up. I'm actually pricing metal right now for the walls and for the roof, getting that together. Really look forward to having it all closed in, having a nice place to work and get out of the weather. And next winter we will not be working out in the snow. We can actually work in an insulated, heated shop is our hope, right? So I'm gonna get a shovel. We'll clear some of the snow out of here so we can work. Yes. I'm a-coming. With camera or without? Doesn't matter. You feeding the chickens? Pardon? Oh, potato peels and stuff? Yeah. It's a big dog. Some dog been walking around, eh? Neighbor's dog looking at our chickens. Probably. Can you get in? Happy chickens. Everybody's concerned. Somebody said I have to build them a house, not a greenhouse, which is hilarious. Maybe in Russian that makes more sense, but in English, a greenhouse. This is called a greenhouse. And then you wanted me to build a chicken house. It's still a house. In English language, it's the same. But they're happy chickens. It's nice and warm in here, actually, compared to outside. And a lot of people don't understand that about animals. So I tend to disregard what a lot of people say, because a lot of people haven't got a clue when it comes to animals and animal welfare. You think that putting them in a heated environment is better for them, but it's not necessary. Well, most animals, you think of all the birds that are out here in the elements all winter long. You think of a partridge. A partridge is basically a partridge, or what's the other one? A grouse. They're basically a chicken, small chicken. They survive outside all year. In the winter too, and chickens will as well. As I've stressed before, the main thing a chicken needs is dry bedding, food, and liquid water. They cannot survive on just snow. Well, depending on where you are, but the snow here is too dry. They would have to eat way too much snow and they just would not survive. They would actually die of thirst. And therefore they need liquid water. And then of course food. But these are happy chickens. There's nobody complaining in here. As far as the roosters, some of you said, I got too many roosters. I got to get rid of one and put them in the soup. That is not true. One rooster is good for about 15 chickens as far as breeding is concerned, 12 to 15. So if you don't have enough roosters, you're going to end up with not enough fertilized eggs. If you're going to eat the eggs, doesn't matter. But if you're planning on hatching out some eggs, you will then be putting eggs in your incubator that are not fertilized, which is a waste of time and money. So you need to have the right amount of roosters for the amount of chickens you have so that you will have more fertilized eggs. And we are planning on hatching out eggs.
This one is
He's the boss?
the big guy.
Big guy in the back. Yeah.
He's the boss.
Now, it is normal for them to fight. Normal for them to fight, but that will end as everybody determines their social status in the chicken coop. And I can see it right now. He's got his head up, and the other guys have their heads down a little bit. Why? Because they've already learned he's the boss. Now, they'll still challenge each other sometimes, but for the most part, you can now see he's bigger and puffed up and taller, and everybody else will keep their heads a hair lower and not challenge him. And especially when they get close to him, they'll kind of duck down. And there won't be a problem anymore. Now, if you don't have enough hens, then the roosters will also fight because they each want a certain amount of hens as well. But they can easily breed 12 to 15, and you need to kind of keep that ratio in mind in order to get fertilized eggs and eventually chicks. So you can see here, nobody's laying eggs yet. They are pooping in the box, which is not good. And this side, they're pooping on the box. So we're going to have to build something to keep them off of there because I don't want them up there. I want them on the perches. Yeah, they do sleep up here, you said?
Yeah, sometimes.
A little bit? No.
One night we put them all up here and in the boxes,
yeah.
And they slept up there.
Good. They'll learn eventually.
But they mostly sleep on these.
Okay. On the bottom ones. Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Get up here.
Oh yeah, easy. They'll figure it out. Hey, that won't work. So I just finished telling you about how we were going to run the lines the other way, this way, so the water can get out, because that really seemed like a good idea. One of the viewers mentioned that won't work. They're 6 feet tall, roughly, and this thing is 8 feet wide, so you can't do that. Now, in this particular case, I goofed up anyway, because we ended up cutting it in the wrong spot, which wasn't real smart. Cut it on the wrong line, so now it's too short. That's okay. You got to roll with it. We're going to screw this on anyway. We'll cut another chunk off. The other piece obviously is big enough. But long story short, you cannot do it this way or you'll have a gap like this. It needs to be run this way regardless. All right, we'll carry it back on. And yeah, I'll leave the bigger one for the front. And then the remainder we'll have to try to add a piece to this and tape it. And it'll be okay. Back wall is on. You can see it's sticking past, so we'll just trim that with a knife over, because these roof panels actually extend about this far over top of each end wall. And the bottom, we flared these out for 2x4s. I add a little piece, so it'll all work out good. They all have a film on them to protect them from getting scratched during shipping and storage. And actually there's a film on the front and the back. So at least one of the pieces I put on the other one, the chicken greenhouse, still has a film on the back because I didn't notice. This one's easy to see, of course, because it's white. The one on the back is transparent, so you can't actually see it there. So we'll get this all peeled off. I'm not going to film the whole process because it's actually cold out here now. The sun's gone. It's a little hard on the fingers. And in order to run the camera, I keep one thumb out and it gets a little bit cold. So we film as much as we can for you, but sometimes we have to take care of ourselves too. I'll help Waylon get these all on. We'll get the other wall on and then we'll run a couple pieces over. I'm still waiting for somebody to come today. I'm supposed to have a meeting, but they're not coming very quickly, so I don't know. They're still en route, I guess. We'll see what time they get here. It might be dark by then. Back in the house again. We got that project all done and ready. Well, no, not all done. The greenhouse portion is done at least. And we also put a latch on the door, so that's ready to roll. Last thing that I got to do for that, I want to pick up some OSB sheets. We'll rip them in half, about 60 centimeter height probably, and run them along the inside. I am planning on putting a couple of piglets in there. Just temporary. They won't be in there when they get fat, but just to get them started. And by putting some OSB about 60 centimeters off the ground, it'll protect it so they don't go through straight through the plastic, because they will easily do that. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're not aware, we also have a VK page, a YouTube page, a Telegram page, a Twitter page, and we have 2 YouTube channels. So go check them all out. Generally, the descriptions are down here. If you do not see them, or the links are down there. If you don't see them down there because we forgot, you can always find it on another video as well. But I do try to make sure that there's a link under each video so that you can find us on all the different platforms. What else was I going to tell you? Oh yeah, we're making products as well. We have mugs for sale, coffee mugs. I don't have one in front of me, or I would show you right here. I got one. This is an older one, of course, but you can have a personalized Countryside Acres mug for your enjoyment, coffee or tea. It's not fussy. It works for both. And there's also some stools there, and there will be other products as we make other stuff, crafting things, personalized things, whatever we have. It'll become available there on the VK page, and it's a unique way for you to be able to support our channel. Good afternoon, everybody. Dobry din. Меня зовут Arend Sbербанка. It is a wonderful day here in Nizhny Novgorod. The snow is actually dripping off the roof, and I just took a look at the 14-day forecast, and I'm happy. Because at the end of this 14 days, we're going to be above zero. +1, +1, +1, +1. It's not real high, but it's high enough. I'll accept it. I'm done with winter, as I am every time about this time of year. I look forward to it warming up. Today is gorgeous. I'm actually out just in a sweater today. This winter has not been bad. I got nothing to complain about. It's been lovely. It's so bright and sunny out. Kids are having fun in the snow. Everybody's just enjoying their day. It's a peaceful Saturday. They finished their Russian studies a little while ago. We had some lunch, and I went to town and got a bunch of stuff. So now I'm working on this tractor again. Subaru SD 1800. We just rebuilt the hydraulic system, pulled it all apart, cleaned it all, put everything back together, and it works now. But when the oil got warm, once again, it stopped working. So it's not mechanical this time, because in the past, when that happened and it would stop working, the 3-point hitch, if you didn't see that video, it's available on the YouTube channel. You can find it. And I pulled apart all the hydraulic components on the SD 1800. But this 3-point linkage wouldn't work at all. And in the past, it would work fine, but once the oil gets hot, after using it for a while, a few cycles, then it would no longer want to lift, and we'd have to wait for it to cool down. The reasoning for that is because oil, when it heats up, gets thinner. You can think of it like bacon grease or something. If you're not familiar with oil, it's hard, right? And then when you heat it up, it gets liquid. That kind of an idea. But oil typically is liquid already. Should be. You're not putting grease in here. But the same thing applies. You might not be able to see much of a difference, but it becomes more runny. And the tolerances in the hydraulic pump is pretty small. It's a gear pump in here. But still, if it's get extremely thin, like water is very thin, it would just slip through and you would never build up any pressure. And that is what I believe is going on with the system here. So then when the oil cools down again, it gets a little bit thicker and it operates. So after many hours of searching online, I'm picking up different oil. 10W30 is actually what people recommend. Now I see that as an engine oil, not a hydraulic oil. But of all the recommendations for this particular tractor and brand and gear pump, everybody is saying that 10W30 is the choice that I should be trying in there instead. So what do I know? I'm going to try it out. If it helps, great. If not, well, it doesn't work now either. I also picked up engine oil. So we got the engine oil filter here. I have no idea when the last time it was changed, but the oil's pretty gross. So I'm going to dump the oil the day after getting it running, and we'll put a new filter on, and we'll put new engine oil in here as well. So we're going to put engine oil in the hydraulic system, but we're also putting engine oil in the engine system. Still have starting issues, and it's mainly because the alternator doesn't charge. So I need to get the car over here. The boys shoveled this out. Probably get Waylon to drive the car over here. Good practice for him. And then we'll get the booster cables on here. Get the old girl fired up. We do have it plugged in, so it's warming up. And then we'll bring it up closer to the van over there and change the oil. Now you know what we're up to. That's about it. Chickens are doing good. Enjoying the warm weather too. Oh, I see two on the top perch. I don't know if you can make that out. There's a couple up on the top perch there. So they are using it. I just got the other greenhouse put together the other day, so we'll have to get it moved into some kind of position here, and then we're on the hunt for a couple of little piglets, and we can start feeding and fattening those, and eventually put them in our freezer, because we do enjoy eating pigs. That's one reason we love farming, is because we grow mostly all of our own food. At least we try to, and you don't have to go to the grocery. I can barely see this thing. It's so bright out here. Or like this maybe. Anyway, we don't have to go to the grocery store and buy everything if we can grow it ourselves. So we really enjoy that, and we are definitely looking forward to doing exactly that. Looks like I have a visitor now. I don't know who's here, but somebody is here. So I'll go investigate who that is as well. That was a lovely visit. I didn't even recognize his car, but that was our good friend Nikolai Telenov came to visit. If you don't remember him, he's been in a lot of the videos as he toured me around the countryside last spring/summer, mostly spring, end of winter and spring. Toured us around, and I looked at a lot of different farms, cheese factory, lots of cool stuff. So, very nice guy. Waylon is bringing up the car. Kids need practice. People are like, oh, no, you can't let your kids do it. Yes, you can. Let them do it. How else are they going to learn? This is our property. What's he going to wreck? Right? Whatever he wrecks, it's ours. And so far, he hasn't hit anything. He's doing great. They got to learn sometime, right? So, no better place to learn than right here on the farm. The safety. A little more, buddy. Perfect. A little bit clear. I had a bunch of grease or oil or something on the lens. So anyway, I never did get it started. We've been playing with it for over an hour now. I cannot get it going. This thing has always been hard starting, and it only seems to be getting, well, not worse, but with colder weather, it definitely doesn't help. We've got it plugged in, which should help. Yeah, grease on my face too. Plugged in, which should help. Glow plug in it. I do question if one of the glow plugs is actually not working, but anyway, I need to do a lot more work to this thing. I got to get the valve clearances set properly. I don't think they're right. I did play with it once before, but not good enough yet. And then the injectors, I just pulled them out, and they seem like they're spraying way too much diesel fuel. But I got to look into that some more. So I'm going to do a bunch more homework. I don't need it today. I just wanted to get it ready to roll, because once the snow does melt, it would be nice to get this rototilled right away. We would like to get our black plastic in the garden as soon as possible. Good news is we do have our tractor back. It's been back for a while already. So far it's been problem free. The problems that were there don't seem to be happening right now. Now, to be honest, we haven't used the tractor a lot lately either. We just don't use it a lot this time of year, but we're very hopeful that the problem has been fixed, and we're very thankful for the guys at the Tractoristy for looking after us and just the prompt service that they give. They've got a great video on their channel about the repairs that they just put out. They wanted to wait a little while to make sure that the repairs were adequate, and they seem to be, and so they've released the video on their channel highlighting all of the stuff that they did. So I encourage you, if you're interested, go take a look at that. I mean, they stripped that thing right down and looked right inside of everything. But she's here in the yard, just sitting there waiting for the day that we need her. Right now it's good. And we're going to be working on this shortly as well. Trusses will be coming probably in about a week and a half. And then we'll wait for a decent day and get them all set up here. Get all the strapping on. And the next phase will be getting all the steel on. And then we'll have a nice place to work.